Devin Pike at the Dallas International Film Festival, continuing our conversations with the Star Award winners, the actors, directors, costume designers, an amazing array of talent. And I had a chance to actually cherry pick the interview that I wanted to do today because I am a massive fan of our next guest. It's Laura Linney. First off, thank you for coming to Dallas. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. So nice to be here.
Talk a little bit about last night at the Star Awards dinner. You've got Bernie Pollack, you've got Glenn Keenis, phenomenal animator, Gabrielle Sidibe, amazing rising star, a fantastic group of talent.
No, it was a really wonderful evening. You never know when you're invited to events like this, sort of what you're walking into, or if it's a happy group of people, or just a very tired, frustrated group of people. And it was a lovely evening. I had such a nice time, and was so completely blown away to be in such company, and I loved it.
And I found out something that I don't think it's in your IMDb profile, but I found it really funny. You're a massive fan of film festivals. You met your husband at one?
I did. My husband works at the Telluride Film Festival, and was assigned to, when actors or directors arrive at these things, you're greeted by someone, and they sort of chaperone you around for the weekend. So he was my host for the weekend, and so I got a marriage out of that one.
Well, some people take home awards trophies.
That's right.
You
That's right.
got
I got
a
a
ring
husband.
out of it. Fantastic.
Nice.
Talk a little bit about your early years as an actress. Great recurring roles in miniseries, Hearts of the City, for example. Not Hearts of the City.
Tales.
Tales of the City.
Yeah.
I'm mixing up all
That's
my
okay.
of the cities. I didn't say Sex in the City, so there was that.
That's all right.
Did you think that TV was going to be the way you were going to go, or did you always know that film was where you wanted to aim?
No, I just wanted to act. I didn't care really where it was, whether it was stage or I'm trained as a theater actress, and I grew up in Manhattan. My father's a playwright, so the theater was sort of my entire world for a long time, and I really wasn't expecting to work in television or film, and it's sort of been the big surprise for me. And I just really just sort of go where the work is.
Just give me my next job. That's all I care about.
Well, yeah, a little bit like that. But like, where's the most interesting thing happening?
The first time I remember seeing you on screen was in The Truman Show, and extremely. I don't want to say over the top performance, because it's not really. I mean, that really doesn't do it justice. But heightened. But there's just one point where your character just breaks because she's trying to corral Truman into behaving the way the director wants him to. But there's just a look of just crazed, I can't deal with this in your eyes. What kind of prep did you have to get to that specific point in the performance?
To be honest with you, it was so long ago, I don't remember. I don't know what year we made that movie. 97.
97, yeah.
Yeah. A long time ago.
It wasn't
I'm
that
old now.
You're 29 years old and you're gorgeous.
I can imagine at the time. I don't remember that specifically. I remember filming it and having a great amount of time. But the fun of playing that part was that she was, she was over the top, and she was on all the time. So it was levels of on and anxiety.
And just piling it on top of each other, too.
Yeah.
Possibly my favorite performances from you are the ones we've seen recently. Great job on The Big C.
Thank you.
As somebody who has dealt with cancer both in my life and my wife's family as well, it doesn't feel contrived. And with every stage that your character has to go through diagnosis and treatment, and how other people deal with it as well. Have you had experiences with cancer in your own personal history, or were you working off of research or conversations?
Well, I think you don't have to look very far to find cancer in anybody's world. My mother was a nurse at Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital when I was growing up. She raised me as a single parent, so I was very aware of cancer and the effects of cancer at an early age. And I lost my dad last year, so it's never far away from anybody.
And also John Adams, an amazing miniseries on HBO. Your portrayal alongside just some of the best character actors working, amazing body of work. And the letters of John and Abigail Adams are a personal favorite of mine, also of my wife's. So we were watching with rapt attention
nice.
for it. How much opportunity did you have to do your research in the character and leading up to the film period?
Well, other than the letters, there's not much on her. You know, there's little bits and pieces here and there. So I sort of scoured looking for anything that would help me from an acting standpoint. And it was fun to do all of that. And I, for the first time, really understood how people get hooked on American history. Because you read one book, you read about John Adams, and then you get interested in Franklin, and then you get interested in Madison, and then you get interested in Monroe, and it leads you to all these amazing people. So I read a lot, you know, trying to find little things here and there.
Great chemistry with Paul Giamatti, who played John Adams. Talk a little bit about working with him in amazing stages of historical career, but also just a fantastic, you know, set pieces where, you know, it's at some points he's in the powder wig. Most of the times he's either shaved down to a certain point because you have to keep the wig at a certain point. But just an amazing chemistry between you two.
Thank you. Paul and I sort of got out of school roughly around the same time. I'm a little older than he is, but so we knew each other from auditioning in hallways, you know, waiting for auditions in hallways in New York, and have just always sort of bumped into each other along the years. And I've watched his work for a long, long time, and he's just so good. He's just so good. So we knew each other well enough to feel comfortable with each other, but not well enough to have too much knowledge about each other. So it was always sort of exciting and fun to see, you know, what he was going to do every day. And the production standpoint from that miniseries was, I don't think I'll ever see anything like that again. From the design was unbelievable. From production design, hair, makeup, clothing, props. I mean, it was really, I've never, and I was very aware of it while we were doing it. I was like, oh, this is, I don't know if I'll ever see this again.
And you've also got another character in history coming up, Hyde Park and Hudson, where you've got Bill Murray playing Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it's when the Roosevelts are visiting England. Talk a little bit about your character.
It's the other way around, actually.
Oh,
it's when
I'm sorry.
The Royals come to Hyde Park.
Good. Okay, sorry.
The Royals come to Hyde Park, looking for help for financing the war, the impending war, and I play a woman named Margaret Suckley, who was known as Daisy, who was his cousin and a sort of constant companion for many, many, many years. Yeah.
And you've got a couple other projects that we're going to be seeing over the, obviously the Big C still continuing, doing great on Showtime. What else do you have coming up?
There's a movie called The Details, which I think is coming out in September. I'm not sure about that, but I think so. An indie by Jacob Estes with Tobey Maguire and Elizabeth Banks.
I cannot tell you how honored we are to have you here.
Oh,
it was a great time last night at the DFS Honors.
It was fun. It really was.
Incredible time. Laura Linney, ladies and gentlemen, one of the Dallas Star Award winners here at the Dallas International Film Festival. More coverage of the festival coming at dallasfilm.org and at livestream.com. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much,
Thank
Laura.
you. My pleasure.
Absolutely.